Yeah, coming back to lesson. Rule number 7, you all understood, children? Are you all okay with rule number 7? Can we go further? We'll do one thing. Swati, can you explain rule number 7 once? Do it from there only, so that we will get, everybody will get a recall. Yes, yes, you can do that, dear.
In the first example, we use either and or.
Huh?
And also here the subject is he and I.
Hmm.
So the subject which is the verb which is nearer to the subject that form, singular or plural form will be taken. And the verb will be also singular or plural.
Okay. How about in 4? Yeah, 4.
Neither and nor. We use either and nor.
Okay.
And the owner. The subject are the owner and his son. So here his son is plural.
Okay.
So we use come.
Huh. Why? Because this verb come is very near to his son's subject. Right? His sons is subject here. And sons is in plural. Please sit down. Thank you so much. So, because sons is plural and verb is very next to it, you will give the verb as plural. And the plural form of come is come. Understood, children? Abhijit, understood? Did you understand? No, you didn't understand. Okay. What does the rule number 7 says? The rule number 7 says that if 2 or more subjects are present in a sentence which are joined by words like or, nor, neither, either, not only, but also, when all these words, all these phrases would come in a sentence with 2 subjects, then the verb, what should happen to the verb? Verb is chosen according to the subject that is nearest to the verb. That is the rule, okay. So, according to that rule, I asked her to explain 4th example. In 4th example, there are 2 subjects. Subject 1 is the owner and the other subject that they are talking about is sons. Now, which is the verb in this? Come. How many subjects are there in 4th one? 2. What are they? The, his. The and his are subjects, right? Then what is the verb in that? Come is the verb. Which are the subjects? Okay. Yourself, Danish. Which is the object? Please sit down, Sai Gaud and Venkatesh. Any. Where is any? Any more? Acha, any more is the object. Right? Lokesh. Which is the object? You can see here, Lokesh. Yes, coming back to the lesson. Okay. Yes. Abhijit, are you paying attention? Yes. So, in 4th example, we have got 2 subjects. Subject number 1 is the owner and the other subject is sons. Okay. And the verb is come. Now, what is the object here? Office is the object. Any more is not an object. Any more is a filler which helps you to identify more about which type of verb you should use. Okay. So, neither is used here and 2 subjects are there. Verb is your come. So, according to the rule, the verb is chosen according to the subject nearest to the verb. So, the nearest subject is what? Sons. Sons is in plural. So, that is how you use come, because come is the root form of the verb which is in plural itself. Understood, children? So, that is how you will use come here. Now, the second part of the rule says, if one of the verbs in the sentence is plural, then it should be placed near to the verb and the verb must agree with it. What does it say? If one of the verbs in the sentence is plural, then it should be placed near to the verb and the verb must agree with it. I think it has to be subject. this has to be subject. There's a small spelling mistake in this. If one of the verbs in the sentence, just like this, if one of the verbs in the sentence is plural, if one of the subjects in the sentence is plural, then it should be placed to the verb and the verb must agree with it. It goes along with rule number 4, because this is plural, sons is plural, and sons has to be placed, because this is plural, this has to be placed very near to the verb and the verb must agree with it. Understood? Kindly change this. If you have written it, it has to be one of the subjects in the sentence is plural. Kindly change it, children. You all have written it in your books. Kindly change it to one of the subjects in the sentence is plural. Then it should be placed next to the verb and the verb must agree with it. Okay? So the same with here. See, either he or I am going to face the consequences. Either he or I. So here either he or I. So it could be either of them. Either means any one. So that's a singular again. That's how you are using am. Am is a singular form of the verb. Okay. So that's why you are using am here. And then here, neither you nor she is to blame. It is again between the two. It could be either you or she, any of one. There are two people. Out of those two people, you are talking only about one. So it's a singularity. So that's why you are using is. Are you all understanding? Are you all able to follow, children? Danish, understood? No? Yes. Then fourth one we did it. Yeah, third one is again the same. Either she or I am to do it. Either she or I am to do it. It could be any work that she is talking about. Then not only she but also her family have gone to London. Now here family, it's a single unit. When you talk about family, it's a single unit. So that's why it is a single. It's not plural. It is singular. That's why have. If not, it has to be has. Because family is taken as a single unit, they have used have. Got it, everyone? We'll move further to rule number 8. So what does rule number 8 tells? Abhijit, can you read rule number 8 from the screen? Let me increase the size. Yeah, please read. Children, you are all able to see, right? This rule says that the word none will take a verb according to the sense of the sentence. It might be singular or plural depending upon the sentence. None of the students were in the class. So here in this sentence, none doesn't have any role to play. When you talk about the meaning of the sentence, it says that none doesn't have any work to play. It is only the verb can be taken according to the sense of the sentence. Here they are talking about none of the students. Maybe you may see, ma'am, they are talking about no one of the students. But whom are we talking about here? Students. Students as in plural. We are not talking about just one student, right? If at all the sentence is like neither of the students nor their teacher come to the office anymore, come to the school anymore. In that way, in that case, you will use singular verb. Are you understanding, children? That happens in this case. But in this case, none of the students were in the class. Here they are talking about plural. Students is plural. That's why your verb will also become plural. Hence, were is used. Here in this topic, we are talking mainly about the helping verbs. So you people should be knowing what are helping verbs. Right? Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.